We didn't allow their switching to slow us down. Thought our three main guys did a nice job of playing off of each other. And a lot of the night, sometimes you can have agendas in a game. I felt like this for our group was just a no agenda game beyond winning a basketball game and playing the right way. In terms of the start, I'm not thinking to myself, oh, Luka passed to Jackson, oh, LeBron passed to Jackson. Hey, it's good offense. We're getting good offense. And certainly as you review film and you start building out your database of things within this new group, you can start to look where you can create advantages consistently.
JJ, ever since the Luka trade was announced, LeBron's been on kind of a tear, I guess you'd describe it. Clippers game, very engaged, 40 plus against the Warriors tonight, all over the place. Have you seen any sorts of extra oomph to his game as of late?
LeBron and I spoke the morning we lost to Miami by 40 points. Since then, he's been incredible.
JJ, it seemed like some of the no-look passes that Luka was throwing guys on the weak side, they weren't ready for them. What's that adjustment period like? And obviously, it's a positive thing.
Yeah, well, some of them weren't on target. Let's be clear on that. No, but Rui had one in the second half that he bobbled, and I said to him at the time, you just gotta be ready. And he's like, I know, I'm just not used to it. Rui is someone who he's reading his guy, and he's so good at that corner cut in pick and roll. But again, I think with our three guys who are going to be our primary creators, like they all did it really well, and I think our guys will get accustomed to the Luka passes for sure.
Do you guys have any ideas for Wednesday in terms of LeBron and Luka's availability?
Obviously can't commit to anything, but the plan would be for them to be available.
There was, I think, I know how much you love narrative-based questions, but there was a notion after the Luka trade.
It's coming from something on Twitter. I'm not going to
No,
answer.
not at all. This is coming from
real people?
From your general manager among them, which was
Oh,
that,
okay.
this was about the next 10
Not
years
Jason
or so.
Smith, 1684. Just want to make sure, because I'm not going to respond to Jason.
I understand. That Robin said something about looking to the long-term future, and that was one of the compelling reasons to do this trade at this moment. But Dave mentioned kind of LeBron's engagement level, and the two of them and the things that they can do to a defense together. It feels like you guys are probably just scratching the surface on that. But did you see that in moments tonight, kind of the way that the stresses that those two guys, these all-time greats, can put on a defense?
Yeah, we ran horns one time with the three of those guys in the horns, and Rui got a wide open three. And it was, again, you're going to have to make some tough decisions. And certainly there are certain defenses and defenders that will force us to be really crisp and sharp with our execution. But you feel comfortable with those three guys as creators.
Sorry to really follow up really quickly. You guys did create a hole in this trade right up front, and how did you feel like kind of your guys did in terms of getting rebounding? That's not a small team in Utah. How do you feel like you guys handled kind of their front court?
Yeah, I'm overall pleased with how we. Mike asked me about it at halftime, and I said, I think our competitive level on the defensive glass was really high with our game rebounding, tipping the ball to each other. Something we've really emphasized since we traded AD. It was something we're going to have to do. Regarding AD was just, he not box out because he doesn't have to. He's a Dwight Howard. He's one of those guys that can rebound outside his space, and we need to be able to hit bodies and sometimes sandwich elite offensive rebounders, and sometimes you're not going to be able to get to the ball, and you got to jump up and tip it. But I think overall, we gave up some offensive rebounds. They missed a lot of shots. We did a good job.
JJ, pregame, you said over here, you said you thrive off of excitement and curiosity. So as you're immediately processing what you saw out there, what are you intrigued by and what are you excited by?
Yeah, I'm most excited by the spirit of the group, that we've laid the foundation of who we're going to be. And it's a process to build an identity. and it's not something that is easy, and there are moments of pain and moments of frustration, and I think our overall group buy-in is at a really high level, and I know Luka is motivated, and Luka's a competitor, and I expect that spirit to continue into All-Star break and post-All-Star break.
You praised Jordan for how he performed in his debut on Saturday. Had another big performance tonight. What does it say about him for him to be able to just jump into the rotation and contribute the way he has after not practicing, not really having to shoot around, just being able to do that from the jump?
Yeah, I mean, he's in our system. It's a perfect example of kind of what we envisioned. Obviously, the building out your staff all summer and then having to build out a G League staff as well, and then, kind of acclimating Zach. I think it was 2 weeks before we started training camp, while also giving Zach some autonomy to do his thing. I think it's been seamless for Jordan, and he knows what we're trying to do. And frankly, he's like kind of the prototypical guy that we want in one of those spots, because he plays hard, he crashes the offensive glass, he has a toughness about him, he has a team-first attitude. I just think it speaks volumes to the type of person that he is, that he was prepared and is willing to go to battle with these guys. There was a play in the first half, it was 1-on-4 on our offensive end, and he tipped out, created an offensive rebound, we got another shot, then it was 1-on-3, he ended up getting the basketball and scored. I mean, that's just, that play embodies who he is. And then he's, ripping his mask off and throwing it on the sideline twice. I mean, he's a banshee. He's a banshee. That's why we like him.
You obviously know your new player really well, but this was the longest absence he's ever had to deal with in the NBA. How do you think he handled the rust, trepidation, minutes restriction, all that kind of stuff?
I think he handled it well. And, knowing Luka, whether he will admit this or not, like, there was probably a little bit of nerves, playing for the Lakers for the first time. And the anticipation that our fans have, this building had, his teammates had, our coaching staff had, like, he kind of gets that, he sees that. And I thought he's handled it really well, and he played really well tonight. He could not make a three outside of the first one, but, he just, again, it goes back to all our guys. They just played agenda-free basketball. Tonight was not, he didn't make it about Luka. He made it about playing good basketball and playing like a